Howdy YouTube, Zipdisk here, bringing you part 4 of my Seekers Week reviews. Now, it was pretty much inevitable that I would cover this mold at one point or another, because it's probably the most known modern Seeker mold. That would be the Classics Seeker mold, in this case, Acid Storm, who I'm covering for a number of reasons. First of all, I love his color scheme. Second, it's an interesting way of introducing one of the odd concepts in Transformers, the original G1 cartoon, and that was the scads of randomly colored extra Decepticons in the background. A lot of the time it was just extras of Reflector's various components, but a lot of the time it was extra Seekers in various colors. That's where characters like Acid Storm and Sunstorm come from, are named versions of these extra Seekers. Acid Storm was released in 2008 as part of the Universe series, Universe Classics series. He's pretty cool. I like the mold a lot. I think it's a massive improvement over some of the previous Seeker molds. The only problem I have are these odd landing gear right here. I don't really like those very much, but that's alright. I think Acid Storm showed up in one episode and gets his name from one Autobot randomly screaming about what's coming down from the sky. Let me get to his bio before we get into anything else, and then we'll get back to the figure. This is Acid Storm's bio off of his package. A member of an obscure squad of Decepticon air warriors known only as the Rainmakers, Acid Storm is known as an individual only to his teammates and very few others. He's highly intelligent, eager, and dedicated utterly to the Decepticon cause. He has a talent for marshalling vast amounts of data, as well as a way with words that would make him a powerful speaker. However, he prefers to remain anonymous as part of the team. His Hyperion 3 blasters can seed natural clouds with highly destructive form of acid rain. His strength is 6, his intelligence is 9, his speed is 7, his endurance is 7, his rank is 5, his courage is 9, his firepower is 6, and his skill is 10. And of course you can see the back of his packaging here with a nice picture of him. I don't like the way they did these. They seem very expressionless, but I do like that they show you both of his modes on the back there. That's really nice. Also, I like that he has a different weapon than the Null Rays or whatever. He's got these Hyperion 3 blasters that seed clouds with acid rain. A neat weapon to attack other robots with. Now, his design is basically an F-15, although no F-15 has landing gear here. Like most of the other Seekers, it's a very nice looking jet mode. It's part of the reason I'm doing these Seeker reviews is I have a serious weakness for the Decepticon jets. When I think of the Decepticons, I don't think of Megatron, I don't think of Galvatron, I think of the jet planes. It's one of the things that's always set them apart is they have a predominantly air-based army. Almost everyone in the Decepticon army in one form or another can fly. At least at first. I mean, even Megatron could fly in his robot mode in Soundwave, which doesn't really make a lot of sense, but we won't get into that. I always think of the Seekers, Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp, even this guy. I like the Seekers. I could build an entire army of these guys and be completely happy with them in almost any of their incarnations. To me, this is Decepticon. That's all it means. I mean, and look at those Decepticon symbols, by the way. Very nicely done. And this camo pattern is very cool. I like this. Looks like he's he could get you in a jungle and you wouldn't even see him coming. Now for the transformation. Anybody who owns this mold knows how this transformation goes. We'll take off his Hyperion 3 blasters to start with and put those to the side. One thing I don't like is having to take off the weapons, but in this case that's alright in my opinion. Pull down the legs, flip these up, make sure there's a little hole on the sides where there's a little peg right there and a little hole right there. You just slide that in there for extra added thing. Slide these up, slide his feet down. They nicely stiff on those feet. You split the legs apart like so. Okay, up top, very simple. His chest pulls out right here. You basically fold him in half. Take these wings, these back wings, and fold them up. One thing I do love is the fact that these wings actually do come up and stay in place, unlike the original Seeker molds where you had to pull them off. I like the way this is, the way the engineering has come along on this. Pull this cockpit forward, spin it around, break the nose right there, and hold that to the back. slide this whole bit right here down inside. Fold the arms out, which are at the sides here. Makes it easier. And then just close the chest cavity. And you know, he looks good already. Take the arms and you fold the hands out from you see where they are right here? Inside the arms. You just got to take your fingernail and fold these bad boys out. Okay, and that's pretty much Acid Storm in robot mode. I mean, he's got some decent articulation on him. Elbows bend. Knees will bend. He will do the Perceptor kick. Ha! I mean, it's a good looking figure. You take his Hyperion 3 blasters and you put them on the sides. And you can pose them. The only thing is, that if you want to pose his blasters right, you got to push his wings back. But there you go. Acid Storm in robot mode. You could do a full 360 with these things, but you'd have to flip the wing. Well, you can't actually because the wings get in the way. But as far as Seeker molds go, I'm pretty much convinced that for the price point, this is the ultimate Seeker mold. It is wonderful in every way. It's just a well-articulated figure. It's been used so many times, too. It's been used for this guy. It's been used for Starscream twice. And I have the later Starscream because I didn't like the paint job on the original classic Starscream. And I didn't buy the Henkei because I'm not a huge... Although I love Chrome, I didn't think it looked great on here. And I don't think this guy's been released in the Henkei series, at least not as Acid Storm. I know they've released a bunch of exclusives, including Thundercracker, Skywarp, Thrust, and Dirge in the Henkei series. And there's a Ramjet version as well. I don't have any of the Conehead versions. I'd like to see how they remold this part to give them their Coneheads. Aside from that, I love this figure. Oh, let me close up his nipple wheels. Yes, he has landing gear nipples, which is, I just wish they would have left them there. I like the fact that the Seekers have those turbines on their chests. It gives me an idea that somehow, you know, one of them is just going to use it to create wind blasts and fire them out. Kind of a Mazinger Z Rust Hurricane kind of thing. But, you know, that's just me speculating on something that I think would be cool. Anyway, this has been day 4 of the Seekers reviews. I'm actually going to do a Seeker Week Defending the Indefensible special later because there is a Seeker-related bit in KISS Players that I will cover in greater detail. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, but definitely before the end of the week. Sorry this video is late, but I didn't get a chance to do it this morning and had to do it as I got home from work. Anyway, this is Zipdisk with Seeker Week Part 4, Acid Storm. You guys have a great day, and I'll catch you later.